Detroit, I'm running out of names.
Become a snappy title.
I don't know. I'm running out of ideas.
Detroit becomes Chicago.
Detroit become Chicago. Detroit become a Red Wings fan.
Well, let's see what this chapter brings, and I'll help you out with coming up with something.
Look, I personally prefer having just that kind of like last second, like, what the fuck am I calling this? I'm just gonna make it something stupid. What is this one?
Our broadcast is all over the news. Now humans know.
It was a mistake to reach out to them. They'll never negotiate with their slaves. We should have shown them that we're prepared to fight.
Violence is never the answer. Dialogue is the only way. I'm sure the humans will listen to us. Simon paid.
Oh, we got another person.
Simon gave his life for our cause.
What do we
That Wingus or Dingus?
He died for the revolution, and he won't be the last.
Oh, good question.
If it is Sid, can you tell her stop cheating?
For your freedom, maybe you don't deserve it.
Wait, what?
So, you know that ability that... I have to pause this for a second. You know that ability that Sid used in the campaign to escape getting hit a couple times? What was it? Like... I forget what it was. Fucking...
yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have that. So I called her out on that this morning. I was like, wait a minute. Why do you have this ability? You're not supposed to have this ability. She's like, oh, shit. Oh, this is the peaceful protest.
Detroit, become Jesus.
Become Jesus!
I found Jesus.
Detroit, I found Jesus!
Detroit become the A team.
Detroit become the B team.
Simultaneously at 2 a.m. No violence. We free our people, get them out of there before the police come.
No violence. Now let me crash this car into a store.
What?
You'll see. Give it a minute. We'll give it a couple minutes.
Oh, I remember now.
There you go.
I was my brain. I forgot all about this. My brain immediately went to the march.
I was thinking that too, truth be told. That's kind of the weird thing, is that there's a lot of really good moments in this game, but I never remember any of them. Like, that doesn't make any sense, but...
Yeah.
Okay, they're gone.
There's probably even more police in the area.
Thank you,
It may have
Macros.
something to do with the fact that it's like 3 different stories that you're following, so it's a lot to process all at once.
That's true. But, like, I mean, with Connor, you remember, like, the bird section. You obviously remember the first section.
Well, I remember the bird section because I recently watched a thing on it.
But, like, Marcus, I always remember the beginning, especially. And obviously the zombie moment, because Jesus! And with Kara, you remember, again, the first part, because it's the most commonly played part. And, the stuff with Rose, because I like that character.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna sweep the plaza. Make sure we're not disturbed.
And how do you...
I think we should find some protesters who beat the shit out of me and fuck them up.
Not now, one problem at a time.
Okay, now what's next?
Ooh, a
Yeah.
noodle nest.
Friend. What?
A noodle nest. There's a restaurant called the Noodle Nest, and that sounds absolutely delicious. Actually, I'm pretty sure there is a place like that in South Carolina that I've been to that's kind of similar. I don't know if they're still open. It's been like literal years since I last went, but especially in this day and age. But they're really good. Swish. I'm gonna be reading off signs, so don't mind me.
Don't worry about it. How do I do this again? I think I had to scan the store front first. Yeah, got a little ahead of myself there.
You see the alarm system?
AP series.
Found it.
And I immediately know where it is.
I am not gonna lie, like, in a world like this, I would probably actually get myself an Android. Well, like, if I had the money for it, namely because, you know, I have major issues with, like, hyperfocus and whatnot. You know that I tend to forget basic shit, like eating. So, that would actually be really helpful with, like, helping me function.
I get what you mean, but at least for me, it's too uncanny. Like, I would be far more fucking creeped out than anything. Like, even knowing, like, let's assume for the sake of argument that like the uprising stuff is just not possible. Just for the sake of argument.
Yeah.
I don't think I still would, because like, it's something very unsettling about just like,
I mean, to each their own.
yeah, like, not to mention the fact that I'm very, like, I like technology for what it can do, but I'm not exactly like, you know, let's put computer chips in all of our brains. No, let's not do that.
You know, the funny thing is, I'm like, yeah, I would get an Android, but, like, at the same time, I, like, look over at Alexa, like, nope.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's just, ugh.
Really, more so, my issue with Alexa is, like, data gathering and selling to companies.
And you think that
also probably the government.
and you think the androids wouldn't be doing that?
Oh no, they definitely would, but
For God's sakes, this game it actually makes fun of that itself. There's an actual magazine that just reads something like, "Is your android spying on you?"
Yeah, I do remember that.
Oh.
No, it's so funny because my sister got my dad well, she was off on assignment when my dad's birthday happened, but like she went ordering him an Alexa, and we still don't have it set up because everyone's just kind of eyeballing it like, no.
So the thing is, I never get something like that. It's something about that is just too, like, ugh. Like, the only reason I tolerate, like, I have no problem with, like, laptops or phones that are used for, like, internet. By the way, if you can hear the cat doing fucking a drum solo on a cardboard box in the next room, please ignore it. Like, I'm just very old-fashioned when it comes to shit like that.
That's fair.
Like, I would never buy a Roomba.
Right. I think just one of my bigger concerns, especially considering that like this takes place in like 2038. Like hypothetically, if this was a thing by 2038, like I would totally be on board with that because like I'm bad with forgetting shit and like functioning now. I don't even want to think about when I'm like old and like actually have to take meds to survive. Like like old person meds. So
I mean, 18 years, you'd only be... He wouldn't even be 50 by that point.
even so. Program the fucking android to drag me into the doctor. Let me be the only person to manage it.
You know what? Here's an interesting question. Something that I've never thought about with this game. So, with Marcus, like, he has the ability to, like, you know, touch people and convert them to his cause, or free them, for lack of a better term. And we know later he can, at least to some extent, pass that ability on, because Connor gets it. So, here's my question. Why the fuck can't North do it?
How do you plan on doing that?
You know,
We need to find a truck to ram the storefront.
A truck?
There's construction work in the area.
Like, he gives it to fucking Connor. Which, don't get me wrong, Connor is best boy. But, you know, the problem comes down to less to... that and more like the fact that I just met this guy. I'm going to give you an immense power. Not this woman who I may or may not be in a fucking relationship with. Which is admittedly kind of a brain twister.
for starters, that all depends on your choices if you are. But also,
still,
yeah, I think part of the reason why is because like Connor has accessibility to places where like North would not.
But I mean,
also CyberLife is like not onto him, or at least they don't really realize that at first.
So okay, that's answering the Connor half of the question. Why I'd give it to him? Why not give it to North or Josh though, or Simon?
Maybe they figured, or maybe he figured that hey, I'm here while all this shit's going on anyway. Like with Connor, it was more so okay, or at least in the ending that I got. I don't know about any other endings, but with Connor, it was like okay, we have this plan, we're gonna split up. But with North and Simon and Josh, like they normally do things like as a unit. So Marcus is probably just like, well, you know what? If we need to turn anyone, that's the phrase I'm gonna use. If we need to turn anyone, I'm right here.
I mean, you're not.
I know it's weak, but
you're not wrong. And for the record, again, I'm saying this is like a really super fucking minor, not at all fucking important thing. Like, this is so fucking small. But it is something that kind of bugs me. Like, there's a lot of, like, there's little stuff like this that just kind of, like, doesn't click.
a little bit of a head scratcher.
Yeah.
Drive. Jesus. Yeah, I forgot about that, and it's weird that I did.
Alright then. Honey, don't forget where we're parked.
Time to pick up the children from daycare.
You don't have to obey them. You're free.
I mean, yeah.
To be entirely honest, I'm a little surprised that the only stock is like what is like out front in like the storeroom. Like in the front room, you would think that there would be like a portion where you would go into the back and like get the backups of the models, because like you know they don't have one of each. That's not how you store generally.
But like, by the way, that has to be fucking freaky.
Right?
But I mean, my bigger issues are stuff like just a lot of the technicality shit, and it really can't. When it comes to stories like this, you really can't go too deep. Because, yeah, when you pick it apart, you pick any story apart and go like, this doesn't make sense, this doesn't make sense, why doesn't so-and-so do this? I mean, for fuck's sake, don't get me started on fucking, Avengers Infinity War. Like, seriously, why doesn't Thanos just make more resources, you stupid twat? But anyway.
That's what how it should have ended is for.
Yeah.
And Citizens, actually.
Yeah, but I mean... Okay, I'm not getting started on Thanos. And why the comic book version of him is about 1,000,000 times better. Yeah, I said it.
Start doing video game sins. This would be an ambitious project, but I can see how it would work very easily.
Gaming sins, it already exists.
It does, but I don't think they've done this game.
I'd have to check.
I know they did some of the Kingdom Hearts games, but I think those were really the only ones I looked into. I don't remember there being a ton of games listed when I last checked.
Remember, folks, whenever you hear every time you hear the word darkness, take a drink. I'm sorry.
No, again, I think one of my favorite old videos, and I don't think I can find it anymore, but one of my old videos towards the advent of YouTube was just this video of, I think it was called Ansem Goes Insane or something like that, and it just shows a montage of a darkness, 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 darkness,
Yeah.
darkness, and then it has sort of just light, light, but why?
Alright, let's be peaceful. I've done both of these now. The peaceful one is more interesting. Also, that's very interesting spray paint.
I will see them in a minute.
Like the spray paint gun, I should say.
Yeah, the peaceful for sure is what I did the first time around, so...
I did aggressive because that's just who I am.
That spray paint is interesting, although I imagine annoying the fuck out of artists.
I mean, yeah.
I just imagine, like, poor Miles Morales, like, what is this shit?
No, hold on. How do I... I'm sorry, game, I don't have 3 fucking thumbs. Jesus. For fuck's sakes, one of the catchphrases is "We have a dream." Totally not inspired by the...
Oh, absolutely not. Also, I'm getting a little bit of lag on my end. Let's see. Okay, I think it should be good.
Okay, it's entirely smoke grenades and stuff. That's interesting. No, the other one, it was just straight up Molotovs.
Thank God it's not California.
Hmm.
Did you hear about how one of the wildfires got started?
Was it seriously a fucking Molotov?
Some dumbass fuckers decided to do a gender reveal party with smoke bombs. Well, half the state is on fire already.
Was it a boy? That actually
I
would
don't know.
that actually would explain why I've been seeing that on Twitter for the last couple of days. Just people randomly saying it's a boy. Also, for the record, this segment right here, this is kind of the shit that I'm talking about when I say like, this is a little bit like weirdly on the nose for this year, and yes, with the aggressive one, you straight up you tear these fuckers down.
We don't need masters anymore.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, to be entirely honest, I'm a little bit surprised that the one in our town hasn't been torn down yet.
Oh, give it time.
Oh. I will say, like, from a strictly artistic viewpoint, like how some of the people are like, well, you know, it's like history and it's art and all that kind of stuff. Well, here's the thing: in a lot of towns, they're actually not that old, and they're actually very cheaply made. I think it was during the time of the Civil Rights Movement. All of those like Confederate statues and whatnot, well, the majority of the Confederate statues were actually like erected as a backlash against the Civil Rights Movement. And because it was during that small amount of time, a lot of them were actually mass produced. So a lot of them are actually kind of like really cheap plastic for the majority of its build. And like it might have like a stone casing on the outside or something, but like the majority is like really cheaply made. Now, I will say that the one in our town is actually like legit full-on statue, like full stone and whatnot. I don't think it's hollow on the inside, but yeah. Like, all these people like, you're tearing down art. Like, guys, get the fuck over it. It's not even good art. It's cheap, mass-produced bullshit. This music, though.
Music's good, man.
This music is banging.
Like I said, like I don't know who the composer is, but goddamn.
I'll look him up, actually. Well, there's 3 of them, actually.
Oh yeah, there's one for each.
Oh, that makes sense.
For each campaign, and that makes a lot of sense because Marcus's fuck.
Yeah. So for Kara, it's Philip Shepard. For Connor, it's Nima Fakara. Yeah, Fakara. And Marcus is John Pisano.
John Pisano.
Let's
Good
see.
fucking job.
Run. Anything I recognize?
It's very interesting seeing the violent compared to the non-violent.
Mm.
Though it is admittedly a lot less. It's a lot more meaningful doing it this way, but I will say it was way more comical doing it the violent way, especially with this choice coming up. Because there's like, this is a big decision. Do we want to do we want to kill these guys, or do we want to just set them free?
Right.
And like, they're making a huge deal, and I'm just like, just give me the gun, just give me the gun, let me shoot, let me shoot, let me shoot, bang, 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 bang. Like, it was just funny, just because of how, like, I'm just like, I've already made the decision, just give me the gun.
Oh. Oh, huh. That's interesting.
What?
So, Philip Shepard, the guy who did Kara's, one of the things they did was the X-Files movie, which but also the closing ceremony for the London 2012 Olympics.
Damn.
Which is impressive, although I will say I'd be more impressed if it was the opening ceremony, because that was infinitely better. But
Both are impressive.
Let's see, anything else I actually recognize?
Police report that pro-android graffiti was found in the neighborhoods of CyberLife stores, and they're still investigating.
2 policemen were found in a state of shock near one of
Her
the
head looks very big for her body.
According to our sources, they confirmed that the attackers were a group of androids.
This is an alarming situation. Could our machines now be turning against us?
Like, my art teacher said that the shoulders should only be as, like, each shoulder should only be as wide as the head itself. And her shoulders look a lot narrower than her head. Oh, wow. So, Philip Shepard was also the music director for the handover ceremonies from Beijing to London in the 2008 Summer Olympics, the 2008 Summer Paralympics. And did the national anthems for the 2012 London Summer Olympics, also used in the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympics. He's done a lot of Olympics work. And with Rio, apparently, in 2016.
That is interesting.
And in 2018 Pyeongchang Winter Olympics, the national anthems.
That is,
Right?
It's an interesting pattern.
Chris was on patrol last night. He was attacked by a bunch of deviants. Said he was saved by Marcus himself.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, he's in shock, but he's alive.
He is English, apparently.
Bad feeling, huh? Get your program set.
Kamsky, that's the guy's name.
Ah, yes. actually not gonna lie. So on the soundtracks though, like the opening theme with like Kara in the car, and it's like showing like the world building, I guess,
Huh.
from the car.
Lieutenant Hank Anderson, Detroit Police
Like that was stuck in my head when my mom was like showing me pictures of downtown from like 1888 to 1911. So many cotton wagons. Holy shit.
You're in the South.
And the parking situation is not any better whatsoever.
Hmm. Well, it's time for Connor to have a little freak out here.
Oh yeah. Holy shit. Seriously?
What?
Hang on, I'm double checking before I say anything.
By the way, Kamsky, does this guy remind you of anybody? Because he looks...
An RT-600. The first
He
cyberlife android to pass the Turing test.
has a very distinctive look, but I can't put my finger on it.
and asked for technical specs. I just said she was nice.
I can't think of his name, but when you figure it out,
Nice place.
like, I know who it is, I just can't think of... I know what his name is. But just take a guess. See if there's anybody that it reminds you of in particular.
Kamsky is one of the great geniuses of the 21st century. It'll be interesting to meet him in person.
Sometimes I wish I could meet my creator face to face. I'd have a couple of things I'd want to tell him.
But just look at him.
Bugging me now for sure.
It occurred to me the second I saw him. And when we see him in a second,
We'll see.
you'll probably get it when we see him in a second. Because this was the moment where I was just like, oh, that's who it reminds me of. Also, I swear to God, I thought that this water was red. First time I came in here.
Wait, go back. Go back to it. Or, oh, are you in the pool area?
I'm in the pool area now.
Oh, okay. I am still in the waiting room. You're walking in right now.
Like, I swear on a stack of Bibles, I thought that this water was just... I thought he was just swimming around him. I swear to you, I thought he was swimming around in, like...
Swimming in a pool of blood.
Like, swimming in a pool of blood. I'm just like... That's...
This isn't Kai's blood. It's not blue.
I mean, considering who...
Blood.
considering who he reminds me of, again, it wouldn't surprise me.
This is fine.
This is fine. But, like, right here. This is the moment where I was just like... This looks... eerily spot on.
I'm Lieutenant Anderson. This is Connor.
I'll tell you at the end of the... I'll tell you at the end of the segment if you don't figure it out.
Okay.
Investigating evidence. I know you left Cyberlife years ago, but I was hoping you'd be able to tell us something.
Now let's just say it's not just the look, it's the mannerisms as well, like the behavior, how absolutely bat squeak insane he is.
Perfect beings. with
Like,
infinite
are you mean like a thing of film media or game media?
machines are so
The who does he remind me of?
inevitable.
Yeah.
Humanity's
IRL.
greatest achievement
IRL.
is to be its downfall.
It ain't media, it's an actual person.
Okay.
We need to understand how androids become deviants. Do you know anything that can help us?
All ideas of viruses that spread like epidemics. Is the desire to be free a contagious disease?
Listen, I didn't come here to talk philosophy. The machines you created may be planning a revolution. Maybe you can tell us something.
I'll give you a small hint. You probably won't get this, but for the record. Have you ever seen Blade Runner 2049?
Whose side are you on?
Years and that's the original, or is that the newer one?
That's the newer one.
Designed to stop deviants
Oh
from
no, I haven't
trying
seen that
to
one.
do.
Okay, that would have given you a big hint, because that's immediately what this reminds me of.
Oh, yeah, I haven't seen the newest one. I only saw the original, and that was years and years ago.
What do you really want?
Yeah, okay, so holy shit. So take a wild guess some of the stuff that John Pisano worked
I'm
on.
sure you're familiar with the Turing test.
The Olympics?
No, that's Kara's. This one is Marcus's.
Oh, I thought it was there were multiple people. Casano?
Well, there are multiple people. That was
Well, I thought multiple
was,
people. I thought multiple people had worked on the Olympics.
Magnificent.
oh no, that was all one guy.
Oh, damn.
Shockingly enough, right?
Um.
This one is Marcus's. You're not gonna believe this shit. Well, you might actually, but
Immediately, what comes to my mind is like either like some type of like superhero movies. Like immediately, what's coming to my mind is like Avengers or like specifically like Batman.
you were closer with Avengers.
Guardians?
Nope.
To answer that fascinating question.
Keep running through your super
Restore
teams.
this machine, and I'll tell you all I know.
Defenders?
Or spare it.
Yep. Defenders and Daredevil.
Huh.
But you'll leave here without having
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, I
Huh,
think
he also did Mass Effect Andromeda and
what's more important to you, Connell.
Fireman.
Your investigation or the life of this android? Decide who you are. An obedient machine.
Like Daredevil seems like a really, really good one for Marcus says. Although I think he would also do really well for Connors, all things considered, but
Hmm.
and then for
Connor, do. Don't shoot. Also, what comment did we just get?
let me take a look. Oh,
Last chance.
Barbaro267 says John Pisano also did the music for the Maze Runner movies.
Oh, okay.
I'm not a deviant.
Hell yeah.
You prefer to
I actually need to watch
spare the
those.
machine than the
It's not my kettle of fish, personally.
saw a living being
Very
in his
fair.
hands.
Look at Nima Fakarara.
Let's spell it.
It's a Iranian name. It's Fakhra.
Fakrara?
Maybe,
I don't know. But, okay.
but it is Connor's end.
Okay. Jess, one more chance to guess this before I tell you.
I got nothing, man.
Jared Leto.
Really? I would not have guessed that.
Look up footage of him from Blade Runner 20, I think it's 2049. And his character, like, the only difference between his character and this guy is the beard. Like, they're both eccentric as fuck, and also as Leto, say the least.
What can be worse than things
But, no, I had to say that because it was bugging the shit out of me the first time I played this. I'm just like,
Sorta, kinda.
but, nah.
I always leave an emergency
Okay.
exit in my programs. You never know.
No, who was the what did the third guy work on?
Let's see. He worked on Resident Evil Revelations 2.
Interesting.
Yeah. He.
Not a bad game.
I'm not. I can't even joke about this. He did the B movie.
Okay?
Or at least he, well, I don't think he, like...
He wasn't the
directed
main.
it. Yeah, I don't think he was the main guy, but he was on the movie team, for sure.
Where do I begin?
There's not actually a lot of things I recognize him in. It needs more work. I do like Kara's soundtrack for sure.
Oh yeah, no, for me again, it's Marcus. It's just because I like the general kind of vibe of that.
Yeah.
But that's just a me thing. Magneto. It will never not be the first thing that comes to my mind when I look at this guy. Never. Meh?
Android. The Android uprising is now.
Hmm. I mean, like I said, especially in the junkyard section, like, how can that
Ray made coat for him.
I mean, for God's sakes, how can anybody not think immediately of, like, if not Magneto, something very close?
Barbara would like to know, what is your favorite character in this game?
For me, well, okay, out of every character, and this is full bias, I will say that it's Hank, because Clancy Brown is the man is a treat.
That's fair.
Like, I follow him on Twitter, and he's a lot of his stuff, especially this year, has been fairly political, but even then, like, it's still very, like, you get him, but also the fact that I just, when it isn't, it's just a goddamn adorable. Like, what was it, September 6th, he posted Hank's birthday.
That is adorable. Also, happy late birthday, Hank.
If we're talking about the main three, though, to my surprise, it's Marcus. And I know that that's an unpopular opinion. Because a lot of people tend to... Well, I know I'm talking over this really good moment, but...
Meanwhile, North just burn, humans burn.
But, I don't know, the story, I think, is just the most interesting. I think Marcus's actor does... And I hate saying this because I know... I haven't seen Car's actor in too much, but I know I've seen... obviously, we both know, what's his name? Connor.
Brian Descartes?
Thank you. With Descartes... Like, the man is obviously a treasure, at least from the last I checked. But, I mean, like I said, I think Marcus's actor's performance is really solid. A lot of them are really solid, but... there is just something about Marcus's performance and just the way that the story goes with him I just really enjoyed. Especially on my last playthrough. Like... The fact that he can go back and forth between, like, this very, like, conservative, kind of, like, jovial, not jovial, this very conservative, like, and here's your eggs, buddy. Like, that's an awful impression. But very... I'm making jokes while she's having this really deep fucking... My son is dead and you make joke. But no... I can't... Yes, sorry.
What is with these Tracy's? Well, I guess she's not a Tracy, but what is with these android sex bots strangling people before they take off?
Well, I mean, what else would it be?
Yeah, fair enough.
But, I don't know, like I said, it's...
Rip his heart out of his chest.
Ooh, another comment.
It's really funny to friend zone North in that scene.
Don't tempt me. I'm gonna have more play.
I think I actually tried to in my second playthrough, and I did my damnedest to friend zone, and for some reason it still didn't pan out. I'm just like, are you serious, game?
We'll all be killed.
Also, by the way, this hoodie looks really stupid on Marcus.
You don't understand. I'm gonna show them who we are. This place will go down.
Like,
We'll be killed on the spot.
I don't know. It looks like a wetsuit that they just put a hood on.
You're not wrong. Future clothing, ladies and gentlemen.
We'll make them. This is the only way.
There are androids here who can join us.
Again, thank you, Jess, for keeping your eye on the comments, because, again, my phone works, but I'm very, like, lazy, and you're also a lot... You're better at this, at the kind of, like, the co-commander thing than I am. There's a reason why... Good.
Also, we technically didn't kill Simon. We left him behind, and we gave him a gun, and he got shot to death.
So technically, Connor's side did, but that's...
yeah.
technicality.
I couldn't remember if that was like a more so cutscene or you had control over that.
I think I know you can, but I'm not. I'm not up on how to do it reliably.
Fuck the shopping. Join us. That breaks my heart. He is such a gentle soul. Rip blonde toaster.
No, true. Okay, now all I can think about is the SCP that makes you claim that you're a toaster.
Hold up.
Okay, I think it's SCP. It's like 2149 or 249. I'm never good with the numbers, but yeah. I'm working on it. But yeah, whenever you refer to that SCP, it always has to be in the first person. Like, it's not, there's an SCP, it's like, I am an SCP. I am SCP-249. I am a toaster. And because it makes you think that that's what the case is.
Okay, then.
It's a really that's a really interesting one, and it doesn't.
Jesus Christ.
And it doesn't seem like it'd be that dangerous, but it's actually potentially one of the more dangerous ones because there's stuff like people like trying to plug themselves into a wall by like jamming a fork into an outlet.
Oh my god.
Or like I think one of my favorite ones. I'm having such a hard time remembering how to block the road on this. Oh, here we go. Or I think my favorite one was like the incident with like the grandma that ended up eating like 1,000,000 pounds of toast. Or like it was like 1,000,000 things of bread trying to toast it.
Oh my god.
But like, if I can make you go on another on an SCP, like a full binge, do it. Do it.
I did find a good animated series that is more or less SCP. I'll have to send it your way.
Please do. What?
Marcus is converting androids to his new hip RA9 religion, much like how a virus spreads. Yay, wrong!
I mean, actually, that's an... You might be onto something there. Also, I love this music. This is like Christmas movie shit.
Oh, yeah, no.
Like, I swear I heard this in, like, Home Alone 12, or whatever they're on now.
That's one of the things I do remember well about the scene was, like, I was blown away by the music.
Like, this is... Like, you're not wrong, it's good. Like, I'm not saying this mockingly. Oh, no. Don't turn around, Marcus. Oops. The camera got me confused there.
Spin.
Spin! There's my little Blair Witch Project symbol. That's what it is.
Is it really?
It's not that far off. The Blair Witch symbol is literally just like it's just a stick figure that's made in.
Oh, actually, now I get a second look at it.
This is what you get for getting a horror buff to make references.
Exactly, this is what I've been saying. Marcus is now Robo Jesus.
Yeah. Well, this scene in particular... This scene in particular is very, like...
Detroit Become Toaster.
Oh, god damn it! The camera got me fucked up again. Now I'm just walking into some fucking, like, Josh or something.
Speed.
Again, this is... Like, I was playing this for the first time in a while, not that long ago. This is kind of what spurred on this playthrough, but... This... Ooh, this is... This is eerie.
For what it's worth, yes, we did kill Simon, but we also kept Carl alive.
I did make sure Carl was alive. I fought back.
Which I just imagine him watching this with, like, a lot of pride.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, that man must be grinning ear to ear right now.
Don't resist, Marcus. Don't fight back. Okay, well, maybe a little bit. It's not against my son at the moment, so...
Well... I mean, this is just... By the way, that man looked like more like an android than anybody else in this game. His face looked like it was made out of goddamn rubber. Like, the graphics in this game are excellent, but I will say, like, even today, this is a couple of years old, but
We have to show them we won't back down. We stay right here. This is your last chance. We have to make a statement. We have to stay put no matter what.
Please, Marcus. We can't let them slaughter us without fighting back.
Moving.
I mean,
Doing? They're gonna kill us all.
Ow.
wait, I mean, that says sacrifice, but I didn't. Uh-oh. Oh, that says sacrifice, but I didn't think that actually meant sacrifice. Uh-oh.
There we go.
Quick! They're coming!
And it had to be a fucking
I
black
knew that was
guy.
the right move, but for a second I was
I
forgetting
was-
how exactly that played out.
I was convinced the second I hit, sacrifice. I'm just like, did I just make a massive mistake?
Yeah, he actually took the aggression route.
Yeah, that my first playthrough I went full. I mean, as you can see here, Marcus defeats the police. I went full ballistic. Because I was playing up the Magneto role, and like I said, the fucking graveyard scene, or the junkyard scene, same difference, I suppose. Also, I'm probably going to be calling it shortly. Don't think I got another segment in me, because it's a little bit late where I am in old Canada. But, no, my first playthrough, I had to go full aggressive with Marcus. I had to go full evil. Because, look at this shit. That scene is the perfect villain sequence. You cannot tell me it's not.
Did you make Connor a machine or a deviant in the first playthrough?
First playthrough, I made him a deviant. And I'm making him a deviant in this one as well, because I can't do it. I can't. I just can't. Like, he's...
Connor be best boy.
Look. All I'm gonna say is... Oh no. What did he say?
Dang, Machine Connor is so badass.
Okay, I do need to try it one of these days. Partially because of that, but... I do need to give it a shot one of these days. But... I'm gonna call it here. Just because I gotta get to sleep at some point. But...
That's fair.
We'll probably be doing more of this tomorrow night around the same time, so...
I might have that D&D thing tomorrow.
Right.
It was supposed to be tonight, but DM got locked out of her apartment
What?
for like 4 hours. Yeah.
Fuck.
The Marcus versus Connor boss fight is the greatest thing in the world.
Okay, that I need to look up. I will have to try and do that where Marcus is full good and Connor's full evil. I will look that up. or do it eventually. But yeah, I'm gonna call the stream. Yeah, but I mean, well, likely tomorrow, if not the next night, and we'll keep going until we're finished with this, and we'll figure out what we're doing after that then.
Oh hell yeah!
Yeah.
Barbara says thanks for letting me hang. Hey man, thanks for being here with us.
Yeah. Tell you what, like I said, you know, we keep we're gonna keep going through this until this one's done, and then we'll sort something out between me and the Mrs. Zakora here. But we'll figure something out, and then we'll keep going with it. But no, it's all good, man. You know, take it easy yourself. But
yeah, you have a good night, man.
have a good night. Where's the thing? How do I work this dang fangled machine?